no water, but we had a lot of fresh beer.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we just climbed the hill on the side of the road.
You've been on tour with Luke Combs a few times now. What for you is you've sort of learnt from him?
He just goes, go get him.
It's so wild how that comes apart, especially that you were sitting on a toilet too.
Yeah.
Your new album, Work of Hearts, out on March 27th. Do you want to tell us about that?
Like dream and believe in something, have faith, trouble for talking back.
Yeah.
One of the snowballs had a rock in it, and it just it made a hole in this guy's windshield. Change that mic! Change that mic!
The crowd's like, and they can hear me. The guy punches him right in the face, knocks him out.
You can move from the garage to a big stage in Australia very quickly.
Follow Bill Shooter to talking shit, Dusty Boo.
All right, we are in Melbourne at the Universal Studio with the Flatland boys. How are we?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, doing good.
It's one of them things where, as I said to Caitlin before, I like to do my research, make sure I'm right. I had a great laugh going through Caitlin's Instagram last night, and I also had a great laugh going through your one as well. From practicing in your garage as mates and now on tour in Australia, do you pinch yourself about that probably opportunity now when you look back?
Like every single day, each day's been a joy and an adventure. And one of the things that like let us out of the garage was that sense of adventure, and every new city, every state we ever toured felt brand new, and this is like that same feeling. It just took 10 years.
Do you ever look back on photos, I suppose, of being in the garage as boys just shredding out, having fun now and go, wow, look at where we were and what we're doing now, we're in Australia?
Yeah, it feels like that feeling is something that they feel like got to hold on to, because if we're not having as much fun on stage now as we were in the garage when we first started, like why are we doing this?
We always talk about that, like you got to do it for the right reasons. You can't be here to do it because you're out to make money, or you're out to do it the wrong reasons. You've got to be authentic to yourself, and if you're authentic to yourself and doing what you want to do because you're loving it, then you're going to just keep showing up, aren't you? And the opportunities to keep coming with that as well. Not that so long ago, 2018, you were traveling 5,000 miles on tours. You sort of in the cars, no sleeps, very little showers and that. Do you want to talk to me about the tour rig, which is White Lightning, which I think also had another name?
the tour van.
The tour van.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Well, it was originally the Silver Bullet, which was my vehicle that my mom and dad got me after I graduated college.
Yeah.
And that turned into that was our first van, and we got the van. Did we name the van something?
I feel like
I just found a caption that said the White Lightning, and I just started laughing. And I'm like, what a name.
Well, was
R.I.P.
R.I.P. What, rest in peace. Was it a picture where it was like being towed somewhere?
Nah, the one that I seen was yous running around extremely bored. I think one of you was reading a book. You were chasing each other with all sorts of different things, and you're on the side of the road. I think it was in Washington, on the side of the road.
Yeah, they finally gave up the ghost going up a hill in Yakima County or somewhere near it, and we had just played a brewery the night before, so we had no water, but we had a lot of fresh beer. So we just climbed the hill on the side of the road and drank beer till the help arrived.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Did
we
you have
still
a
made it
gig
to the gig
Did you have a gig that night?
that night?
Yeah.
And back in the day too, like those things happen, I think, to teach you patience and to so you don't lose your cool. It's like, of course you're gonna fret and stress about it because you don't have any money back then too to fix these problems and stuff. But we had a manager at the time that was helping us and was able to get us a vehicle and a tower to come out there, a wrecker to come pick us up. So we just sat on the side of the hill and drank beer until the gig, and some of us were in better shape than others. But, I do remember the opening band. Well, there was a headline band. They were locals, but because of the circumstances, they had to swap spots with us, and they weren't pleased about it. And we got up there and probably a little schlitzed and stuff. I think they were twice as disappointed.
Yeah. And I did see another one, which was quite funny, is when you lost a wheel off the side of the trailer completely. Never to be found again.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Our bus driver at the time, Charles Banks, beautiful man, of a different breed, like a old school type that could fix anything at any point in time. And the trailer tire just goes flying off into the bush, and so we had to go out there and go chase it. And someone didn't I pick up a spider?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I was about to say. And you just run around with a spider, and everyone else would just run off. When I look back on stuff like that, you see like that true, authentic, like sort of touch, I guess, of like that happening. I was just laughing my head off when I seen it.
We're not here to fuck spiders, just to scare our friends with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that you can't make up. There's so many countless tales. Like what we're doing right now, just kind of BSing back and forth, and so many little mini adventures that at the time we're like, dang, the freaking tire blew off the trailer, like that's stressful, and then it turns into some funny stuff.
Yeah. And I suppose like if them things didn't happen too, as a artist sense, you wouldn't have songs to write because, you know, it's based off your lifestyle. And if everything was just down the line and normal, well, what stories do you tell? And I always say that on our podcast. I'm always like, half the wild yarns we tell and do is that's because we went out there and actually experienced Australia and went to different concerts and gigs everywhere to try and make something happen. And, you know, funny things happen. And then all of a sudden there's a story behind it that I share with you, that you share with someone else when you get back home. And then that's the end of it, sort of thing.
Truly.
You've been on tour with Luke Combs a few times now. That man's done a lot in the country music scene. What for you is you've sort of learnt from him?
How to be humble, though you have reached the pinnacle of success. How to treat your crew and band and people that are in your domain. I had the opportunity to go hang out with them backstage. Our band would get the invite. Someone would text us, "Hey, come to the Still," which is like their after party. And I went up to him, and I had a little bit to drink. And the band says I speak Cleto when I don't know what I'm saying. And I was speaking a little bit of that to him because my brother who's a CPA, real like black and white kind of dude. But whenever he gets, you know, a little bit inebriated, he's like, he just wants to turn up and party and stuff. And he was kind of in that state of mind. But he simply asked if there was an opportunity for me to introduce Luke to his stepson. And so I'm like all nervous about it. Dang, well, I'll at least go try. So I said, let me go into the Still and ask. And I just approached Luke directly and asked him, like, I kind of go around it like a weird way. I'm like, my brother's, he's here in town, and like, and he just goes, go get him.
He knew you'll get that.
So I brought him in, and dude, to see my brother's joy on his face, like light up like a Christmas tree, knowing that he could, like, his stepson could have an opportunity to meet him, who was like, you know, it was just a huge opportunity. And Luke was so gracious with his time, met him, took a picture, and he's just a normal dude, very meek.
Yeah.
And that's something to look up to.
Do you take a lot away from an experience like that, I guess, where if there's someone that come to you now, you know the position you were in to ask that, you know, if someone was sick or if there was a kid, if someone come to you, do you boys look back on something like that and go, well, that's what he does, and like that's what we're true about, like, oh, let's put our hand up and do that as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like we try our best to accommodate requests and people that would like to meet us, and they usually turn into good stories. It's very rare that it's like oh man, that was a mistake, you know what I mean? Shouldn't let that guy back here.
Yeah. He drank all that beer. Yeah. I love it. I spoke to the daughter of the Wiggles, which she said she ran into use at Jolene's, Maddie, which I had a laugh about because she's like, I really put him on the spot and asked him if he knew anything on the Wiggles, and he crumbled big time, which I had a laugh about. Brother, what's your understanding on the Wiggles? Did you know much about them?
I knew about them, don't know much, never saw the program. And when she asked me, man, it was literally like a test of like, don't put your foot in your mouth and say something dumb. And I was like, she asked me which was her favorite Wiggle, and I almost said, I've never seen that. I've never seen them. Like, I don't care for them. You know, but I was just like, I've never watched them, but if I had to pick my favorite one, for whatever reason, the yellow one stood out to me always in the poster. So I said the yellow one. She goes, that's my dad. I'm like, thank God I didn't see that. Stupid.
I think the Wiggles are so iconic in Australia with everything they've done from the childhood education. For us that have got kids, it's something that now, you know, I don't know how long ago they started, 20, 30 years ago, of child education, of singing songs. And songs like Hot Potato, there's so many. Hot Potato, Big Red Car, Fruit Salad, they're all songs that are like childhood education that if you're a kid that grew up in Australia, you know these songs. And I had a laugh about it because I was like, obviously you didn't know who it was. And I'm like, maybe one day now they're going to look back on them songs, these boys, and maybe collab maybe with the Wiggles down the track because,
That'd be great.
Because I think with the Wiggles too, they've moved into the new age. Wiggles have moved into the country scene. They actually released Wiggle Up, Giddy Up, I think it's called, which is actually an album of country music. So they've gone from the child education into this as well. So I was like, these boys match in with the country thing. I'm like, maybe down the track now that you know what the Wiggles are and you know that the yellow Wiggle is a thing. Like you've obviously got the yellow, the red, the purple. There's heaps of them these days. Maybe one day you'll learn and watch a few. You know, you might get in the tour bus and watch a few songs and go, actually, we could do a collab maybe next time.
Make it like a Wiggle Tonk song.
Yeah. You can do anything. Cruise ship gigs. I feel like cruise ships are pretty wild. And there's plenty of yarns. I can see he's giggling already. What was that experience like getting on cruise ships and going and doing gigs?
Done a couple of them.
Yeah, we have. The first one we ever did was like a Texas music one, and that was for 7 days. And I had never been on a cruise before and realized they're marathons, they're not sprints, right? So come about the 4th or 5th day, you have your sea legs on, but essentially I partied way too much, didn't pace myself. So it gets to where you're in your reserves tank and you're like, all right, let's go, but they're fun because in the fact that all the fans are just right around you. You just make conversation with them. You get to know them. So there's a deeper level of like getting to know fans, whoever, all that stuff. And then, as you go around your tour, you kind of see them back over there, like, oh, Daryl in Atlanta or whoever.
Yeah.
It's a good thing,
Yeah. I feel like, I suppose I never looked at it like that. If you're on a cruise ship for 7 days doing gigs, there's only so many people on a cruise ship. By the end of it, you probably know all their names. Like,
there's that too. There was, depending on how much you're partying and drinking and how frayed your nerves are thereafter, like how much social battery you have left. Like you said,
trying to save it.
Yeah, if you pace yourself and know that you can escape, you just accept that, and just be yourself, and it's an opportunity to be friendly. And
So you did a couple of them, and not something you'd probably put your hand up these days and go do again, you don't reckon?
No, but it's good to try new things, and we did the first one. I was eager because I'd never been on a cruise ship. It'd be like a childhood dream of mine, and we did it again last year, the year before with Midland.
Oh yeah,
and that one was a lot of fun, and that was only like 4 days maybe. 3-4 days, and those guys are like living cartoons. So they're fun to hang out with and such, and they were. That was a lot of fun. We played another challenge of those is playing multiple sets, and like for us, it pains me to just play the same thing. I can't play the same set over and over. So like changing the sets and making them intentional, and like that only makes us a better band. You know what I mean? And yet we played a sunset like hour thing, and I think we called it. I can't remember at the time, but it was a kind of themed towards like we played like Red Wine. A little bit of that. Our walk-on song was Sangria Wine by Jerry Jeff Walker.
Jimmy Buffett, I think.
Margaritaville.
Yeah.
We kind of whiffed through it a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that tempts you with like, I'm not sure what the right word is, but you kind of get extra nervous,
Yeah.
But it's like, hey man, we're here to have fun. So is everyone else. Like, don't take it so seriously, and it's a good thing that pushes you into that zone.
As you say, though, that creates you as a better band. We see things that happen on stage where things go wrong or something doesn't go right. If you know a handful of songs that aren't your songs, then you can just click into mode and be like, hey, remember that time we were on that cruise ship and we're singing all sorts of songs? Let's do it again. Like, you can really save yourself as a band. It probably grows you. Jason, I once heard that going in to be a model for a cooler brand, you had a photo of you with some floating, no shirt on, cooler in front of you in a paddock. Now, you've taken up being in the band for now. Is that something you're going to look into, a model career?
Probably not, but I think what the picture you're referring to was in Lubbock when we first got started in the garage. I was still in school, and I guess someone from Dos Equis, just a beer company, had gifted us that cooler full of it, man. But at that point, we were getting paid in barbecue, and essentially beer. So, hey, free beer is free beer. We're 20-something. But anyways, I think we'd take our 5-6 hour drive to wherever, fill up the cooler over there, and then just have a ball, and then it's usually what comes after that's where the story is. I just
had a laugh, and I thought maybe the model career might have been something you might be looking forward to later in life.
Man, I think I was about 20 pounds lighter in about a couple years.
Might have been a younger day thing.
A little less wiser.
Start an underwear company, Fruit of the Loins.
Sure.
Yeah, I like it. Tour artwork, I feel like it's underappreciated in a lot of senses of the time and effort that goes into it. I feel like you boys are probably at the top of tour artworks and stuff like that. I look at it and it's just not a plain white page with this is where we're playing and what we're doing. Does a lot of thought go into that, or does someone do that sort of stuff for you?
Well, I appreciate you expressing that. There is a lot of thought and intention that goes behind it, and kudos to the artists that we get to work with. And the longer we've done this, the more connected we've become, and think folks return our emails and such. And our media guy Nando is a really good scout for like graphic design and reaches out to these people, and they're happy to be a part of it. And this last tour, AdMat, was that was the second rendition. The guy had spent a lot of time on this first one, and it just wasn't it. And that was a challenge to be able to let him know, like, this is beautiful. It's just not right for what we're needing it for. Yep. And so we pivoted and did a different thing, and he was a professional and gave it another go, and that was right. And so, it means a lot to be able to put other artists to work and give them work and let them be in the spotlight and not just have, like you said, a blank
page. I just think I feel like it's underappreciated, and I've seen, like, even looking at White Flores' bucking bin chicken tour, like, it's so out there, but then the artwork for it, and then you look at your artwork, and not just like recently your artwork too, like scroll back through with you guys, you've always done the artwork, and it's something that, you know, it's probably underappreciated how much effort goes into that piece when people just look at it and go, oh, they're playing there. Straight past it. Yeah. Whereas I really start to notice, like, oh, the boys put a lot of effort into this, expressing what they want to do on a tour pretty much through a photo. So it's probably not so much as just looking at a photo and going, oh, there's a photo of what we've created. It's going, oh, what are they trying to express in this for their tour? So it's really cool.
Well, yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a full-on art project.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it takes the team, takes the time.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
and so many inputs too, I suppose, to make what you want to. Like, you all want to be, as you say, sometimes you can miss the mark on things and you think, oh, it's not quite what we want. But as soon as you hit that mark and everyone agrees on it, you're like, oh, well, look what we've created here before we've even hit the stage.
Yes, sir.
You had a song in Landman, or maybe a couple of songs. Mm-hmm. And I spoke about it with Caitlin before, about it all. How did that come apart? Obviously, the friendship there was there. And was that pretty cool to sit through? Did you sit through like Caitlin and completely miss the first time the song that you had in there? The first time you watched it, could you find that song straight away?
Oh, yeah. Actually, no. We if I could tell a little bit of a story behind that. I was in Montana, and I got a phone call. If I'm just being totally truthful, maybe I'm at risk of too much information. I was in a incinerating outhouse toilet situation, and I get a call from Andrea Von Forster, and I'm like, I have to take this. So I take this call, and she's like, hey, Billy Bob Thornton's gonna call you in a minute, and he wrote a song. It's called Midland After Midnight, and we want you to sing it because you're from Midland, and Flatland will crush it, and you're the perfect artist for the job. Don't talk to him about acting. He doesn't want to talk about that. Just keep it about the music. He's way more interested in what you guys are doing, and he loves music, and so just keep it about that. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, duly noted. And I get to have a chat with Billy Bob Thornton, and he calls from like a protected number, you know. And we're out there in Montana, and the cell service was not good, so the call kept dropping. And finally, he just called me from his number, and he was like, "This is my number. Like, reach out to me anytime." And we kind of talked about the song, and I told him I'd listen to it, and it literally was like something I had lived before in my life, being from Midland. And so I got on the phone after that with our manager and was like, they're the scheduling dudes. We just show up and do our part, but God bless them for their work that they do. And they found we had to like fly back home and rush to like record this song and make it happen. And so we're so eager for it to be in the show. I don't think it actually was in the show or something.
They claimed, but
they said it was going to be in a certain episode, and I mean, people all watched, and we didn't hear it, so we're a little disheartened. But it got released on the like soundtrack. And so that was a really cool opportunity, and we've had a lot of work and opportunity through Taylor Sheridan and his universities created. So I love the song. Beautiful song.
That's so wild how that comes apart, especially that you were sitting on a toilet too.
Incredible.
Your new album, Work of Hearts, out on March 27th. Something pretty exciting you've probably created over a little while now. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so we recorded it last May in Austin. We went back to the same producer, Dwight Baker, who we did our Wandering Star album with.
Yep.
And the process has pretty much been the same throughout the whole continuation of all of our albums. Is like we tour pretty consistently, almost constantly. And so it's like writing songs when I go back home, and like writing about the things that we're experiencing, the people we meet, and the emotions we're feeling, and just kind of collecting all the songs, and then out of all those, seeing which ones are kind of want to pull together rather than like a concept album per se. But I realized through all these songs that a majority of them had the word heart in it, and our ability to create is so much bigger than this tiny little critical voice that we hear sometimes. And that was tempting me with dismay, like, oh my God, do I need to like write more songs? Like, this is all about the same stuff. And I was like, no, like there was one song called Work of Heart that seemed to be the umbrella. And that was like the eureka moment, the epiphany of, oh, these are all together. Maybe that's what's on my heart, is to like keep singing about it, speaking about it. Our moniker that we've came up with back in the day was easy on the ears, heavy on the heart. And so, yeah, Work of Heart ended up being like the gravity that pulled all these songs together, and it's 12 songs about life, love, and loss, different emotions. Each one's like a different color, a different key, and each one tells a different story.
That's really cool to see. Making the 8 is a segment we do. It's 8 questions based on the rodeo scene of making the 8 if you're riding a bull. So usually I ask one artist 8 questions, but because there's 2 of you, might do 4 each and change them up between you. So we'll start with you. Who is your biggest inspiration?
My mom and my dad.
Yeah,
they really taught us how to like work hard. That's one thing. To like dream and believe in something, have faith, and to treat people with kindness and love. So I wouldn't be who I am.
Really love that answer. A lot of people fall back on artists. They fall back on someone in the music scene of who they sort of is the inspiration. And as I said to Caitlin before, I love when someone says mum or dad, because it really shows that they've been brought up. Not saying people haven't been brought up the right way, but it really shows they've been brought up in a way of like a lot of respect in their life, and they'll go a long way with that. So I love it. Favorite song you've released?
That we've released?
Yeah.
I like Stomping Grounds on Humble Folks. Sometimes it just feels like a banger, and I'm towards the energy side of it all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what flows through me. So as we go and play it live, it's just one of my favorite songs.
Yep, I love it. Thing you got in the most trouble for as a kid?
That's a good question. I think I would get in trouble for talking back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one that comes to mind immediately.
Yeah. What about you?
One time it snowed, and me and my neighbor were throwing snowballs at cars, and one of the snowballs had a rock in it, and it just it made a hole in this guy's windshield, and he came running after us, but he never caught us. And my parents saw the whole thing, and then I was grounded for a week.
Got your ass kicked.
Two pairs of underwear when you got home.
Three pair of underwear.
Yeah. What is one song you'd love to cover, which you might already do? Actually, I seen Fleetwood Mac last night. Did you just cover Fleetwood Mac last night?
Yeah, we did. That one was, I don't know if it's in the same key as the Life We Work Out, but that's the way I heard it.
Yeah.
So we put that into the show, and it seemed to be a big fan favorite, so we just recorded it. But it's coming to mind right now that any like song off the Stardust album by Willie Nelson, All of Me is one that raises its hand.
Jazz standards.
Yeah. Which I love that, because they're a really old artist, and then this becomes a thing where they get discontinued because people don't sing their songs and that. So if you chuck that in, someone that's new, hot energy in the country music scene, if you chuck one song in there, maybe people will go back and them songs will just keep filtering through over maybe the next 100 years instead of just disappearing into a back cupboard sort of thing. So that's really cool. Strangest, wildest thing that has happened at one of your gigs?
One that comes to mind is Chili Fest, where they got the mics wrong. And that was, so either way, our front of house guy who was filling in, he more or less switched the mics around to where Reed, guitar player, had the lead mic. And this is in College Station in front of about 30,000 kids. So it's a big gig for us. Anyways, so Cleto's singing. We go through about like 2-3 songs. And not to mention Cody Jinks and Randy Rogers, some heroes of ours, watching side stage, crossing their arms. And the crowd, everyone just yelling, change that mic, change that mic. And either way, we had to stop mid-song, like, all right, what's going on? And do that.
Reed just ended up, like, I was frozen, trapped in a living nightmare, so I didn't know what to do. And Reed finally, our guitar player, walks his mic over to me, and the crowd's like, and they can hear me. That's one. I have one too, if I may share.
Yeah.
We're in a little small town rodeo in Texas, and there's a part in the song we have called Devil Off My Back off our first full-length album where it goes into like this double time, like Devil Went Down to Georgia, like fast fiddle part. And we would always set it up with like this, like a little moment of tension. But for some reason, I forgot that it was my cue to like let Jason know to go into the fast part. So we just let all this tension build up, and it keeps building up, and it's getting so great. Next thing you know, I don't know what happened, but this guy in the front row just throws a slow haymaker at this police officer who just like dodges it. The guy punches him right in the face, knocks him out, and then immediately beer bottles and cans start flying on stage. And I'm just like, while we're going into the and all this chaos starts happening, I feel my collar being pulled off the stage, and it's Caitlin, my wife. She's like, "Get the fuck off the stage!" And that's how the show ended.
It was actually bad.
That's how it ended, did you say?
Yeah, I mean, it was like that guy got knocked out. Things start flying on stage. I think we like kind of were agents of chaos in that moment, and then my wife just pulls him by the collar and.
I remember Co
show's
Wetzel
over.
telling me sort of the same story. Is that where a guy punched a girl in the front row,
Oh, no.
and Co Wetzel jumped from the stage over the barrier himself and grabbed this bloke like in the stage, and this massive brawl erupted, and then the show just ended.
Yeah,
It's
that's
that same sort of thing, like
I
just
think I heard that story too.
wild.
man. Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it is. Biggest phobia. Obviously not spiders because you're running around with them.
No, I'm not afraid of spiders. Man, that's a good question. It's not even like a tangible thing, like a snake or something, but like probably like an emotion or something, or being misunderstood, or being not, or getting to the end of your life and knowing that you didn't do all that you could have done.
I've had that answer before. A lot of
Yeah.
people go straight to the answer of spiders, sharks, snakes, and that. And I know Bella McKenzie once said to me, she said, "My fear is to get to the end of my life and not achieve what I ever thought I would." And like,
Yeah.
that's a real emotion thing, and like I feel like that's a phobia that some people probably do face. Like, yeah,
Yeah. So, but at least being aware of that, it's like, okay, well then facing it every day and try to be present and,
Yeah.
and loving and kind and stand up for what you believe in.
Yep.
And yeah, and at times like with our platform and stuff, like you might feel a pressure to speak up about something or do something or this or that, but it's like I don't want to do it because there's a pressure to.
yeah,
And but I think how we treat people with our actions through our shows, people go to our shows, they say, "Man, your fans are beautiful. They treat each other with kindness. It's a safe space." Like
yeah,
to know that we're fostering that, like I want to believe that that's like the good that's going to permeate
yeah,
beyond the show.
yeah.
So
And I guess it's just the thing of just keep showing up too, isn't it? Like keep making the most of your life while you can.
yes, sir. What's your greatest fear?
I think some along the lines, just being an old man and knowing that I lived life on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And and sometimes I do that for fear of like what people might think, or no intentionality at all in my life, just kind of swaying in the breeze too much. So I kind of think about that when I get up in the morning, have my coffee,
Yeah.
go on a run, just like what are you gonna do today? And
Yeah,
really fuck anyone else who
Yeah.
thinks differently, kind of
Yeah.
deal.
yeah. I feel like a lot of people need to take away from that too. I always say it is just don't worry about what other people think about you. And sometimes you probably get stuck in your own head thinking about what other people. But if you discontinue from that, you'll be your best person of yourself, I guess.
And at worst, it comes with a good story. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. What was the moment you knew you wanted to be a country music artist?
I was gifted a concert ticket when I was 17 to go see the Randy Rogers Band.
There it
And,
is.
that changed my life. I remember waking up to like the realization that like that's exactly what I want to do. Like I didn't know that's a job that exists. You can travel around,
Yeah.
sing songs that you wrote. I'd only sing other people's songs, so I attempted to write thereafter and tell whatever it is that was your truth or your story or things that you felt. And I remember that being a like defining moment. If I had, and the beautiful part of it was a gift. It was I would have never gone. I would have never bought a ticket. Would have never, like Roy, who's our day-to-day manager now, gifted me that opportunity. And so, thank
huge
God for
one.
him and for gifts.
The last one for both of you might be sort of a combined answer. Is advice for an up-and-coming artist. What is it?
Be your most authentic version of yourself and work really hard and be perseverant amidst adversity, amidst doubt, unbelief, your own especially, but like you said, others'. And if you're taking a step in the direction of what you believe in like every single day, eventually you'll walk into that pasture that you were dreaming of like years ago.
Yeah.
So it takes time and patience and persistence.
You can move from the garage to a big stage in Australia very quickly.
Along Cleto's line, that's what I was gonna probably save. So I'll go something a little more functional, like if you're hitting the road hard, sleep when you can, shower when you can, at any moment that you're possibly.
Yeah.
Because it may not come.
Eat your dinner in the shower while you're having one.
Right? And then I like what Willie Nelson said one time. Like, you got a girl back home, or anything like that. Just call when you say you're gonna call.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. That's simple, isn't it? Really simple. So, thank you very much, lads, for having a yarn with me tonight. This afternoon. Good luck for tonight. Can't wait to be down the front there and listen to you.
Thank you much.
Thanks, lads.
Follow Bill, shoot at two, talking shit, Dusty Boo.